Good evening and welcome. I am Mary Lynn, Executive Director of Puget Sound Revels, an arts organization that builds and celebrates community through song, dance, and story. I'm thrilled this gathering is happening. We set up a space for sharing that has the potential to change and deepen how we know each other and how we see each other. But such a space is only an idea until there are people sharing and people listening. Revels is grateful to all our story sharers and all our listeners. I'm calling those of us attending this event, of which I am one, listeners, not audience members. Our job is to listen generously and without preconceptions. Listen, as Buddhists say, with 80,000 pores open. Our singers, poets, storytellers are all sharing their own stories and perspectives. Each is the expert of their own story. Here's to truth and courage and sharing and listening and the power of the arts to deepen our understanding of each other, to reveal how rich our community is and how precious each person is. As we go along, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. After the presentations, we'll answer any questions there, give you a chance to ask other questions and a chance for commenting and cheering. To begin, each of our storytellers will introduce themselves. Then, after you know who is here tonight, they will each share their truth. It's my privilege to hand things over to Michelle Matlock, who is a member of Revels' artistic team and who curated and created this evening. Here's Michelle.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you to Mary and the Puget Sound Revels for presenting this very special evening of sharing. The talent tonight is extraordinary, and you are in for a treat. We are so excited to have this moment that our voices can be heard uninterrupted and that you can witness how each of our lives truly do matter. Put us in stereo, turn up the volume, plug in your earphones and listen, because these are our stories. My name is Michelle Matlock, and I am an actor, producer, teacher, and sometimes a clown. I am also very much a creative entrepreneur.
Hello, my name is Travis. I'm an artist, a singer, a poet, and a social entrepreneur.
Hi, I'm Jessie Vega. I'm an editor, a writing instructor, and a writer.
Hi, my name is Jazz Ray. I'm a singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, and lovable person.
Hi, I'm Naomi.
I am a singer and lovable and funny.
Hi, I'm Peter and I play the drums.
I'm Kelvin. I play keys, sing, and produce.
Evan guitar. And we are Race to the Light.
Hi, I'm Danielle Villegas, and I'm a storyteller and film and theater artist.
Hi, my name is Sylvia Messelman, and I am a resident of Tacoma. I am a teacher and a mother, and just a soul kind of navigating its way through time on this planet.
What's up, everybody? My name is B Light. I'm a warrior on a mission to express, expose, and ignite through my words, offering peace, love, positivity, and good vibes. Tied to the poetry.
My name is Lester Clarence Pogue Jr. I'm a father, brother, son, and lover of Mother Earth.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kendon Worley. I'm a son, brother, musician, educator, and truth seeker. And we are Maroons.
Excellent. This is Our Truths.
I woke up this morning and I didn't feel the pain. 'Cause somebody was praying on the praying stone again. 50 years on the praying stone, my knees are old and my back is worn. The battle is won on the praying stone, said praying stone, said praying stone. 50 years on the praying stone, my knees are old and my back is worn. The battle is won on the praying stone, praying stone, said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn. The battle is won on the praying stone, praying stone, praying stone. I said 50 years on the praying stone, praying stone, praying stone. I said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn, but the battle is won on the praying stone, praying stone, praying stone. I said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn, but the battle is won on the praying stone. I said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn, but the battle is won on the praying stone. Praying stone, praying stone. They shot her mother, they shot her brother, but she found a way to say, I am blessed. I said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn, but the battle is won on the praying stone. Praying stone, praying stone, praying stone, praying stone. I said 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old and my back is worn. They shot her brother, they shot her mother, but she found a way to say, I am blessed. The last 10 feet he walked in the fire. The last 5 words were, son, don't be a liar. I said 50 years in the praying stone. 50 years on the praying stone. My knees are old, but my back is worn. But the battle is won on the praying stone. They spend a cold million to harvest our fears. They nurture our terror like it's their own flesh and blood. When harvest time comes, they scrape a cold trillion off the top. It's black gold to them. It's not cold to them. It's liquid hot metal. It binds us into one tangible mold. They touch one of us, and we feel it in our throats. We are packaged, positioned in a safe place. This safe place allows them to go through their day, sipping sauces, ignoring losses, acting like they ain't got no bosses. My lips are glossed with their tired lines. I love black people. I don't see color. They're great dancers. I wish I could sing like a black person. Their hair is cool. If white supremacy was a lotion, I would be moisturized for 80 years and pass it down to my children's children. They get triggered when you edit the script. They pine and fiend over your thick thighs and hips. Nigga, you better have a big dick. Over-sexualized, spiritually traumatized, socially demonized, tempted to be seen and heard, but not touched. They always touch. They touch us with murder. They touch us with our space, with no hesitation at any given time or place. Some call on Jesus to make it through the rage. Somehow Jesus only flipped over the table once. We reach for our ancestors to find our place under the sun. The boogeyman paradigm has come and gone and had a good run. The age of Black Twilight has come and gone. Genocide is outdated when you sing your made-up songs. Shift has happened. The monsters have come home just like you thought they would. There's no race war. This is your chance to breathe. We covered you with sackcloth and ashes 4 weeks ago. Have a little talk with Jesus. She might be on time. Twitter tweet, hit repeat, niggas fight, niggas sleep. Cash loans be fucking up niggas when they want to buy a Jeep, because niggas don't look cheap. Niggas don't look cheap. Niggas don't look steep up the mountain of Confederate war bonds, the fountain of the white holy land, American Taliban, niggas trying to sell snake oil in the Holy Land, commonplace like the French cabaret and the can-can. She want a tan-tan to catch a man-man. She want to catch a manly man, six-figure wedding band. Cop that, rock back as he drinks his lemonade. He slowly gets restless when niggas get invested. You can go on and test this. She wants to have the deal made when she shuts her eyes, truthful lies, her sanity is denied. I never feel obliged. She assumes she can get at me. It's sexual hegemony. But I was born in the dark at 5:55 a.m. No one program, a spiritual no man. No man, it's a sexual nomad, a feeding ground for a virus. Forsake your wisdom and light from your third iris. Don't buy this, it's just a price list. It's not priceless. Look away and they'll rewrite shit. Double stack it and reprice bliss. It's a mist, a void, lost in the ocean. It's a long slave ship. Amazon is running like a slave ship. I dare you to let the market dip. It was their favorite song until the record skipped. It's like she cursed at the altar because she had a tick. You pressed play and felt a little tickle in your, now you're sick. Sexual smelly trick begin to pick away at your fever, but it's much worse. It's a generational seizure. Time has no meaning when they control the sun. It's nothing new behind that finger and inside that gun.
Thank you, Travis. This is going to read from a story called What Are You? It's part one, called Mixed. So, what are you? We had been talking about cats and dogs. I'd been telling him how my mom and I had had an indoor-outdoor cat and how we thought she was ours until one day the neighbors said she was theirs, and they'd given her a whole different name. When he focused his light blue eyes on mine and really looked at me for the first time since we'd met during freshman orientation. So, what are you? He asked. It was one of those sophomore year parties where I'd hoped to see some familiar faces, but had ended up only knowing Jenny, the girl who had brought me. She'd been my closest friend since we'd lived next door to each other in the girls' dorm last year. But then that night, almost as soon as we'd arrived, she'd gone off with a junior named Sam and left me stranded in the kitchen amidst girls who stood close together laughing, heads bent over pictures of their recent Caribbean vacation. What was I? The girls in the kitchen were rich Filipinas. Jenny was an Irish Catholic from an old Philadelphia family. And everybody else? They all seemed to be some variation on white and Protestant, except for the Jews, of which I was pretty sure he was one. At that moment, I couldn't come up with an answer to his question that wouldn't have been too long and complicated, and I wasn't in the mood for the conversation that usually followed. Well, he asked, teasing me with his voice. You look Eskimo? I'm not Eskimo, and they're not called Eskimos. They're Inuits. The red and blue flannel shirt he wore made his cheeks look rosy. So thinking flirtation would be my easiest path out of this awkward dilemma, I said, your shirt matches your eyes. He looked down and caressed the fabric. I hadn't noticed before what a nice chest he had, or what strong arms. I was pretty sure I'd heard he played lacrosse. It was my grandfather's. My mom gave it to me after he died last year. I'd steered the conversation right into family complications, exactly what I'd been trying to avoid. My face must have betrayed my disappointment. It's okay, he added. I didn't really know him. He was working on a ladder when he had a heart attack. He might have survived that part, but he fell and broke his neck. He shared this detail as if his grandfather had stubbed a toe one night while walking to the bathroom. It was hard on my mother, but now she's divorcing my stepdad, and that keeps her busy. Oh, I said. I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, he had an affair and he's an alcoholic, but he's got a lot of money, so she wants to get the best deal she can. He's a talent manager, and one of his clients hit it big. Do you want to know who it is? He took a sip from his cup. Proximity to fame was a valuable currency at my school, and I didn't want to know how much he had. Even if his stepdad was an alcoholic, I was tired of finding out how awesome my classmates' lives were compared to my own. I decided I'd rather talk about family. I asked if he had any brothers or sisters. I know it was a risk, and as soon as I'd said it, I half cringed in anticipation of even more family dysfunction. Please, I silently wished, no stillbirths or early deaths. He pointed to a skinny blonde kid sitting on the carpeted staircase. That's my brother, Jazz. He's visiting for the weekend, looking at colleges. Jazz was sitting with Annabelle, a freshman from Paris. Jenny had introduced us several times, but Annabelle never remembered, or just pretended to never remember, my name. Though listening to whatever Annabelle was saying, Jazz sensed his brother's attention and looked up. Their eyes were the same shade of blue. He's my dad's son, Oliver said, and gave Jazz a thumbs up. Jazz smiled and returned the gesture. He thought he had a chance with Annabelle. Maybe he did. Then Jazz mouthed something to Oliver that looked like, I love you. Olive juice, Oliver mouthed back. Jazz laughed, then returning his attention to the pretty French girl at his side, put his hand on Annabelle's thigh. Your little brother has big balls, I said. He got them from his mother. She's a piece of work. He looked straight at me again. Now quit changing the subject. Plainly, I said, my mom's from Puerto Rico. My dad was Jewish. He's dead. His lips opened, but no sound came out. So what am I? I asked. Now I'm sorry, he said. Now that he knew, even he couldn't answer. I'm that girl, that half Puerto Rican, half Jewish girl with the dead father. Woman, he corrected me. Our school's strict feminist ethos demanded we never use the G word. That woman, he repeated. Yeah, that tragic, crazy woman. There's more to you than that, he smiled and sipped some more. I hope so, I replied. He moved in closer so I could smell Budweiser and Doritos Cool Ranch seasoning. I leaned back against the kitchen wall for support. And you don't seem crazy. You've just been through a lot. You've always seemed different. Now I guess I know why. He brushed his lips on my ear. Was he taking advantage of my vulnerability? Or was it something more? Oliver seemed like a nice Jewish boy, and as he got even closer, he still seemed nice. He wasn't the hottest guy in the room, but I was liking how safe he made me feel. His light brown, almost blonde hair hung in curls, and he had a well-proportioned, athletic build. I'd kissed a few nice Jewish boys before, boys who played ultimate and wrote poetry and were close to their moms, and it had worked out okay. But normally I didn't fool around. I was too serious for the guys who wanted something casual, and too easily hurt to compete with the girls who hung around them. So basically, he whispered, you're Puerto Rican. And his words sounded like the uncapitalized syllables of an E. E. Cummings poem. No, I said, I'm just me. I felt as if I had no bones. He ran a finger down the hollow of my neck and towards my cleavage. Since 7th grade, my breasts had always attracted attention, no matter how hard I tried to direct it to my brain. I took hold of his finger before he could move it further down my chest. I examined the moons on his fingernails. I touched my lips to the tips of his fingers and then the palm of his hand. I am Layla, Milagro, Brown, I said, though my student ID just said Layla. Milagro, he repeated. like a miracle? I could practically count all the boys' names at school on one hand, 2 at most. Here and everywhere else on campus, there were always at least 2 or 3 guys named Josh, Jason, or Jordan. Solid white boys on the team names I'd been hearing since getting tracked into my school district's gifted program and meeting kids who didn't live in my neighborhood. But his name was Oliver. "What's your middle name?" I whispered. Seth. My mom's a Jew who yearns to be a wasp, so she went aspirational with my first name. But my dad made her put some good solid Hebrew in the sandwich. "Do you like olives?" I asked. "Olive juice," he whispered, and again it looked like a declaration of love. "Do you like Puerto Rico?" he asked. "I do, but I haven't been much. It's expensive." "My dad took us to San Juan for winter break one year," he said. "My family lives in the mountains," I said. "Puerto Rico has hurricanes," he said, and he lightly kissed my neck. I felt at once electrified and stilled by Oliver's touch and the gentleness of his voice. "My mother was born in the eye of a hurricane," I said. "Then you are the daughter of the middle of the storm." And then we kissed.
She's gonna say she's okay, but she's not. She's not. Internally, she fought to be. Otherwise, she'll be shot. By emotions, trauma, and by the actions and reactions of everyday interactions. She fought her battle by overdosing on a drug called suppression. She would take that daily to morph her reality, because in all actuality, she wants to cry to the world, "Save me." But her voice is the last one the world wants to hear, so she drowns in her own tears. A slow death that has a side effect of bitterness as it manifests through the years. It led her to the path of loneliness, the easiest route to create, because disappointment led to the mental shake, and craziness was an identity she would not take. So she knew she had to rise up and make the world shake, because in the hearts of hearts, she knew the Lord made no mistakes. He took his time crafting wisdom, love, courage, beauty, and elegance. So whenever she heard "you're pretty for a black girl," she laughed at the lack of intelligence because she recognized the ignorance, so the comment was irrelevant. Instead, she tunes into the greatness that's engraved in her, the one that made the world enrage with her. So they projected their foolish ideologies onto her, thinking they can enslave her. Cage bird, she found her way out because she allowed the power she possessed to free her from doubt. Black woman, she opened up her mouth, and the world knelt and fell at their feet, because the love she held through it all could never suffer defeat. Submission at its finest, overthrowing the weak. Queen, take your place at the peak. Black woman, you have a voice. Speak. Yeah. 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 I'm just trying to find my... Where you at? Where you? Where? I'm just trying to find... I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. Okay. Lately I've been in my mind. I've been searching my heart. Lately I've been everywhere, but I don't know where to start. Lately I've been in my mind. I've been searching my heart. Lately I've been everywhere, but I don't know where to start. And I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking, and yeah. I've been thinking, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, see, lately I've been chasing something, but really I can't tell you what, cause I've been so lost, and along the way I seem to start to feel incompetent, so I just throw away all feelings. I'm not even conscious, like nothing, I'm vacant, I'm feeling vacant, but there is nothing to expose when you are naked. But they say live like the picture, but what if the picture ain't real? And yeah, I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking, and yeah. I've been thinking, yeah, 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 yeah. Look, I'm too far away. Huh. I'm too far away. I'm too far away. I'm just trying to find my faith. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you? Look, I'm just trying to find my faith. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you? I'm just trying to find my splish splash. I'm drowning and I'm starting to feel blue. I've been drifting for a while without a clue. I'm GPSing from my past, and I didn't even have a map. Hey, I'm trusting lies like they are facts. Look, and I didn't even care to ask, where you at, girl? Clear your head space, clear your head space, clear your head space. Clear intentions, I'm missing, I'm distant. I've been lost through the course of religion. I'm just trying to get back to the vision. The vision and who I've been thinking, yeah, yeah. I've been thinking, and yeah. I've been thinking, yeah, 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 yeah. Look, hey, I'm too far away. I'm too far away. I'm too far away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to find my, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you? Look, I'm just trying to find my, where you at? 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 Where you? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you? Hey, look, yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to find my. Mama's the, hey, hey, mama's the, yeah, hey, hey, yeah, mama's the, hey.
Mama's love, mama's love, mama's love, mama's love, mama's love, mama's love. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll be there for you no matter how much You fall, I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. I'll be there for you no matter how much you fall. I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. Mama's love, mama's love, mama's love. Mama's love, mama's love, mama's love. Hey, hey, hey. Home is where your heart is. You were raised to try your hardest. Stay true and be honest. In a world so cold and heartless. Don't worry, mama, I'ma be alright. No 9 to 5, but trust me, I'll be working fine. And I made a promise to never let you down. I'll be the one you can count on. I'll be there for you no matter how much you fall. I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. I'll be there for you no matter how much you fall. I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. I'll be there for you no matter how much you fall. I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. I'll be there for you no matter how much you fall. I'll be right behind you, picking you up. You're your own light and shining star. Be yourself, stay true to who you are. 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 Mama's love, mama's love, mama's love. Mama's love, mama's love, mama's love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, mama.
Thank you, mama.
Thank you, mama. We love you. Mama, I love you.
I love you so much.
This one is Gladiator.
Ooh, I love Gladiator. You ready?
La 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 la. 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 Oh. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Time waits for no man. Every time that I go through it, I feel like I'm misconstrued. But I don't even wanna know. Even though I know I'd get better, I'd be better on the other side.
If I ever leave Earth, my prayers will still be felt. Cause my love is a battlefield and I'm a gladiator, weapon of choice. My heart, cause they can't take that from you. If I ever leave Earth, my prayers will still be felt. Cause my love is a battlefield and I'm a gladiator, weapon of choice. My heart, cause they can't take that from you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh. Out on the front line, I will never leave your side as we race into the light. As I ascend into the sky, a gladiator, weapon of choice. My heart, cause they can't take it from you. If I ever leave her, my prayers is to be felt, cause our love is a battlefield, and I'm a gladiator, weapon of choice. My heart, cause they can't take that from you.
Thank you.
Wow, 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 wow. Amazing. I hope that you are finding it just as amazing as I am. Travis Johnson, Jesse Vega, Jazare, and Race to the Light. How do you follow that? I'm about to show you. So a few months ago, Quaker Oats announced that they would kill the Aunt Jemima pancake mix brand because of all the controversy, painful, and warped history that the brand was built upon. And about 20 years ago, I wrote a show called The Mammy Project that explored the origins of Aunt Jemima and that stereotype, icon, and myth of Mammy in general in America. And lately, I've been getting a lot of requests to bring that show back to life. I'm currently in the process of doing that. So tonight, I will be reading a short excerpt from my show. This piece was inspired by Ntozake Shange's play called For Colored Girls Who Have Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough. The title of this piece is called Baggage. I wish that somebody would just walk away with all of my stuff. I don't want this crap. Somebody, please, anybody, take some of this shit. I've been carrying around someone else's fantasies for too long. What the hell am I supposed to do with pancakes and self-rising mix? I don't need no wide-eyed smiles and pearly white teeth. I can't use no bandanas and checkered aprons. What the hell am I supposed to do with all these stereotypes, myths, and lies? What the hell am I supposed to do with this shit? Please, take some of this stuff so I can get my own fantasies. I didn't ask for this crap. It was given to me without my permission, handed down to me on the day I was born. My great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mother, now me? Really, I wouldn't mind if somebody just walked away with this shit. I need to make room for some new stuff to carry around. Something lighter, something sexy, something free. This old shit is out of style. Look, I'm having a giveaway right here, right now. Please, step right up and grab yourself some crap. Take it. Do whatever you want with it. I'm letting it go. Now I'll keep a little bit of wisdom and I'll keep some determination. But someone else can have the rest of this shit.
That was great, Michelle. My name is Danielle, and I'm going to tell you a little story about the summer of 1974. That summer was the first summer that my grandparents actually invited me on a road trip to go with them in their travel trailer. Now, this was no ordinary travel trailer. This was a trailer that my grandfather actually lived in. My abuelito, as we called him, worked in a grove of oranges in Southern California. And he had his trailer parked over on one corner, and he used to live there. And inside that trailer was full of medical books and all sorts of boxes and just a bunch of cochinera is what we used to call it, just a bunch of junk. But every year when they would pick all the crops, he would take the trailer on a trip. And his favorite thing in the summer was to go up to Washington State and catch fish. That was like his big summer treat. So he invited my abuelita to come along, and who didn't live with him in the trailer. It was their once a year reunion where they got to get together and go on this big trip. She really enjoyed making the food and canning fish as they were going along. So they picked me up from school, the last day of school. I went in the trailer and I was so excited. My grandpa had my abuelito had an old like 57 Chevy, and it went really slow. And we putted all the way up to Washington. When we got to Washington, we stayed in a couple of different campgrounds, and we stayed at these places like interesting names like Walla Walla and Hump Tulips and Tulalip, Puyallup, just some interesting places. But we were at this one campground, and my abuelito was going to look at the fishing. There was a river right by, and he was going to check out the evening fish. So he took me along and he said, "Mija, come on, we're gonna go get you fishing this time now. It's time for you to learn how to fish." So he pulled a fishing pole out for me, a little tiny one, and he had his big one. And we went out there, and he threw mine in, and then he threw his in, and he helped me, and I reeled it in, nothing. And then I did this for like hours, just kept doing it. And he would go, "You can do it, my girl, Mija, you can do it." Meanwhile, my grandfather's just pulling out these big steelhead, had these big giant fish. And we'd bring them back, and my abuelita would cook them up, and it was just great fun. But after a couple of days, I got kind of bored because he kept catching fish, and the only fish that I caught, we threw back. I didn't even catch a big fish enough to eat. So one day when we went to the bait and tackle store to get some more bait, we were looking around, and he was buying his bait, and I was reaching around down at the bottom of the shelves, and I spotted out of the corner of my eye in this glass case, there it was. It was a pocket rocket Weber slingshot. Now, I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world, because when I was growing up, my dad used to make us these slingshots out of tree branches and rubber tire rubbers. And so it was really awkward. He was not that good at it, and us kids got really bored of those things after a few hours. But I remember when I saw that slingshot, it was so shiny, and it was fiberglass, and it had a little groove to put your fingers in it, and surgical tubing coming out in the little leather strap. And so I said to my abuelito, "Can I get that? Can I get this? The super duper pocket rocket slingshot?" And he said, "What brand is that, Mija? What brand is that?" And I said, it's a Weber." And he said, "Oh, that's good. That's a good hunting one. Yes, you can get it. Okay. Mija, come on, let's get it. I'm getting you your first weapon. I'm so proud. So we went back to the campground, and I showed my abuelita, "Look, I can do it." And so I was trying like for a couple hours, and I was terrible. I couldn't hit anything, And so after a few hours, I got kind of bored, and I put it down. and my grandpa went fishing. And there I was, just sitting around, waiting for something to do, something to do. And my abuelita, who was crocheting at the time, said to me, "Mija, where's your slingshot, your resotera?" And I said, "Resotera?" And she said, "Yeah, that's in Spanish, it's resotera." I said, "Well, it's over here." And she said, "Well, bring it over here, mija, come on. I want to show you how to use it." And I was like, "Okay, all right." So she had me go over to and set up a whole bunch of cans. And I set up about 12 different cans up like a pyramid. And then she took one shot after the other. Pew! Knocked the top can off. Pew! Knocked the second can off. Pew! Knocked the third can off. My abuelita was a sharp shooter. I was so impressed. This was so cool that she did it so good. And so I said, "Abuelita, please teach me how, teach me how." She said, "Okay, mija, okay. I see you're going to have to learn how to pick the right rocks because you're picking the wrong rocks." So we went down by the river and she picked out these little round stones, a whole bunch of them. And I loaded my pockets up and we went back up to the campsite and she set the cans up again. And she came and reached over my shoulder and she showed me and I said, "Is this how, abuelita? Is this it?" And she said, "No, hold it more like this, hold it more like that." And she'd hold my hand and then boom, I hit it. I hit it. And then I tried it again. Boom. I did it again. Otra vez, she says, "You can do it. I told you, you can do it. But let me tell you the rules." She said, "I want you to make sure you never, never point this at anybody. No live things. Don't shoot at the animals. Don't shoot at anybody or anything. And don't even shoot the trees because the trees are alive, darling. The trees are so alive. Mija, and you should know that. We are in nature. You should just take care. Don't shoot anything that's alive. Do we have a deal?" And I said, "Yes, abuelita, no problem." So we set the cans up and I kept going and I was just, it was great. I learned how to shoot a slingshot and I was actually good at it. And so that was like the biggest thing that happened on that whole trip was that I got to, play with a slingshot and I got good. Well, fast forward about 20 years and I'm home from college and I go over to my abuelita and abuelito's house. Now my abuelito's no longer living in the fields in his trailer. He's living in the house with my abuelita. And even though they didn't really get along very good, they were pretty old and so they would take care of each other. She cooked for him and he would go run around and fix the yard and stuff like that. But my abuelito was out in the garage and he said, "Mija, come here, come here. You're still a sharpshooter, right? You're still the good sharpshooter. I bet you can do it. I bet you can do it. I know." He said, I have a thing you need to do, okay?" And he took this pellet gun and he handed it to me. And he said, "Now, mija, you can do this because I saw you such good shooting with the slingshot. You can do this." So he said, "Okay, in the corner over there is a big bird and it keeps trying to get in." And it was a woodpecker. It was pecking at their screens. So it was dark. I couldn't see anything. This was like 30 feet across this big giant garage. And so I put my eye up to the scope and then I said, "Abuelito, it's dark in here." And he said, "Don't worry, mija. Do you see the little light in the corner?" "Okay, I see the little light." He goes, "Okay, now I want you to turn and move 2 inches, your sight 2 inches over to the right." "Okay, I did it, abuelito." "And then go drop down 1.5 inches." Yeah, right. I thought, right, okay, all right, I'll do that. And he goes, "Go ahead, sharpshooter, shoot it." Thunk. Oh, I heard it thunk. And so I went over to check it out. And I looked down and my abuelito said, "You did it, my daughter, mija, you did it. Oh, this is so fantastic, you're a sharpshooter." And he went into the house to leave me with the bird. And the bird was kind of shaking. And it was a female and her eyes were just as big as could be, and she was just looking up at me. And I picked her up because I didn't know. And then her eyes closed and her little head just fell over. She died right in my hands. And a few minutes later, I was kind of crying. My abuelita came out and she said, "Mija, remember I told you, don't shoot at anything live." And that's the end of the story, and that's all she wrote.
Thank you, Danielle. You just don't seem Black to me. I would have bet my life that you were white until I saw you. You're like an Oreo, brown on the outside, white on the inside. You want to be white so bad that you can taste it. I'd never date a Black guy. They just aren't really attractive to me. Oh, but you're pretty. There are a lot of pretty Black girls. You're just whitewashed, Uncle Tom. You should straighten your hair all the time. It looks a lot prettier that way. Whoa, I didn't expect to see a Black person here. I should probably go and make sure I still have hubcaps on my car. Let me say it again so that you can understand me. Yo, yo, yo. You are so articulate. I thought for sure that you were white. Nigger. You have that dirty look when you get darker. I'm sure they didn't mean it that way. Don't take it so personally. You can be kind of sensitive. I don't even see the color of your skin. It just doesn't matter to me. I never even think of you as actually being Black. So do you date white guys? Because I have always wanted to be with a Black girl. I've never really found Black women attractive. Oh, except you. Except you. So what are you? You know, where are you from? Like, what are you? Like, are you mixed or what are you? What am I? I am a girl with brown skin who has lived under white wings her entire life. I am a baby girl whose father's absence removed her Black family. I am a girl who sat in the bathtub at 5 years old to try to scrub the dirt off of her skin. I am a girl who was protected, loved, and confused. I am a girl who didn't ask why she didn't look like anybody else that she knew and was afraid of the answer. I am a girl who thought she might be Native American until someone told her that they don't have big kinky afros that you can't see over in class. I am a girl who gets followed around the store to make sure she doesn't steal, and I am a girl who took longer than she should have to understand why. I am a girl who learned to let every comment roll off her back and still feels the sting of each one. I am a girl who took insults as compliments because she did not understand that they were different. I am a girl who has never been sure who she is. I am a girl who has had racist thoughts and said racist things. I am a girl who has been the Black friend that someone claims when they want to verify their lack of racism or abundance of inclusiveness. I am a girl who has been embarrassed by the color of her skin and looked at it as a burden. I am a girl who has learned to be what people want her to be so that she'll just be left alone and so that people will not just leave her all alone. I am a girl who has ignored her skin color because it made everything feel easier. I am a girl who has lacked identity for 42 years. And I am a girl that is worried that everyone will see through her and realize that she is just a fucking fraud. I am a woman who has been sitting still and silent. And I am a woman who is ready to know who I am. I am a woman who gets stronger every day. I am a woman who is empowered and exhausted. I am a woman who is scared, strong, insecure, creative, frustrated, kind, angry, loving, irrational, wise, evolving, forgiving, learning, and growing. I am a Black woman who is still trying to figure out what that means. And I am no longer afraid of the answer.
Whew. Snaps for Sylvia. It breaks my heart that that's our reality for Black women. And I definitely can relate, absolutely. So first of all, I want to acknowledge that we are on stolen land. And I want to say Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. I want to say Indigenous lives matter, Black lives matter, Black trans lives matter, immigrants' lives matter, life matters. And you would think that that's just something everybody would know and understand. But obviously that's not the case, especially when it comes to Black lives and so many Black bodies dropping dead in the streets due to brutality of public servants, of people who just don't see it the same way. And it's just very disheartening, but there's hope. And I'm just so appreciative for things like this, for people like everyone watching this right now and exposing themselves to other perspectives they might have been unaware of is very important. Can I breathe? We should be able to breathe. Why can't he breathe? Why can't she breathe? Why can't they breathe? Why is it still we can't breathe? Breath. Something for most effortless. Something done through our subconscious. Something done until the day we die. Breath is the something that keeps us all alive. Life. Life is breath. Feel the air fill up in your chest. Now close your eyes and imagine laying on the ground, being forced down in someone's knee, not just anyone, the police, pinned against your neck. As your life begins to slowly fade away due to your lack of breath. Yeah, that's a reality check. The reality is that to them, your life, it really don't matter if you're Black. A truth that is sad, a truth we shouldn't have. We are mad. We are furious. They keep killing us. We keep filming it. The tension keeps building up. When is enough actually going to be enough. How much more blood? How much longer will they continue to drag us through the mud? It seems as though society has become numb to the inhumanities our people, Black people, have received from this country since day one. If only they could truly see our pain. If only they really knew our rage. We are sick of dropping names. We are sick of digging graves. We are sick of injustice. We are sick of us being treated like nothing. But let us add George Floyd to the very, very, very long list of names. And again, let us never forget what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We shed our tears. We bury our kids. They keep committing sin. When will it end? Mama, will it ever end? We can forgive, but we can never forget. How many more crimes will they be allowed to commit? Again and again, another murderer with a badge dismissed. And yes, we do understand that change does not happen overnight. It takes time, but we all should know wrong from right. We sure all know Black from white. Well, if you're Black, that guarantees you're in for a fight. We fight for our rights. We fight for our lives. We fight for our justice. We fight for our sisters and brothers. We fight for one another. We stand together. You can knock us down. We will always get back up. And well, if you kill us, we'll make sure that you feel us, because we will never give up, because we got us and we got love. And as always, throughout history, we shall overcome. Rest in peace to all those deceased due to the brutality of the police. We will breathe. Power to the poetry. World peace. Thank you.
Greetings. Respect and honor to the Puyallup tribe, whose lands we occupy in these current conditions. Taking knowledge from everyone wisdom, seeking refuge from British plantation, maroon taken away from Africa. Bring to you these lessons of liberation. Yeah, yeah. Bring to you these lessons of liberation. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. I and I recognize the indigenous peoples of the coast sailors and thank all of you for this opportunity to share our truths in honor of Indigenous Peoples Day. As now more than ever before, the idea of global solidarity is pertinent and essential to our future on this planet. Murder, mayhem, and the destruction exploitation of our natural resources and sacred resources have put us in a position where even the most complex of sciences cannot contend with the cry of healing from Mother Earth and her present inhabitants. Indigenous people of this land and peoples of the African diaspora scattered across this land have seen very different struggles, but share the common value of freedom. Genocide and famine have led us to despair and to fend for ourselves and to tell our own stories. Now this was with tremendous sacrifice, violence, and persecution. But this work was not in vain, and we will not let it die in vain. Tell these stories.
Receiving knowledge from the remote wisdom, seeking refuge from British plantation, maroon taken away from Africa. Bring to the youth these lessons of liberation. Yeah, yeah. Bring to the youth these teachings of liberation. Well.
Since the arrival of the Europeans, the attempt to distance us all from our ancestral heritage and traditions has left us scattered. But like the African Maroons once fled from bondage to live amongst the Taino people, we must come together right now. We must all strengthen our connection with our true stories and our ancestral heritage as we move forward. Let us learn from each other. Let us share our ideas, young, old, and in between. For there is no measurement for our pain, and there is no amount of hate that will keep us apart. We've stood together before. Let us stand together now. Love, liberation.
Taking knowledge from their remote wisdom, seeking refuge from British plantation, maroon taken away from Africa. Bring to the youth these lessons of liberation. Well. Bring to the youth these lessons of liberation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes. If you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. If you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. Kings and queens from ancient times, teaching all mankind. There is no secret to living life once you cut out the strife. You man, you got to educate your mind and put some love in your heart, so we can free ourselves from wicked man. We've got to finish the start. So if you want to pick up the youth, we've got to tell them the truth. If you want to pick up the youth, we've got to tell them the truth. When I look upon the street today, hey, wicked man is having his way, with no respect for righteousness, leaving us all in this mess. With you man standing up for song. It's time to reclaim the crown. So if you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. If you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. King Solomon and King David, Hannibal and Jeremiah, every Egypt man and not Turner, Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, Martin Luther King and Haile Selassie, Frederick Douglass, Benjamin Banneker, sufferers and conquerors from ancient times, living out prophecy, wisdom and knowledge, leading their way, following their minds and their heart. You man, you got to look into your past so we can make a new start. So if you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. If you want to pick up the youth, we got to tell them the truth. Because of you today, because of you, I say, we got to pick up the you. Tell them the truth today, tell them the truth, I say, we got to tell them the truth. Pick up the you, pick up the you, pick up the you, pick up the you. Tell them the truth, tell them the truth, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them, tell them the truth. Just tell them the truth. Tell them the yes, I. Thank you, all indigenous folks in the world. Yes, I. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Amazing. I am just here in awe. We are lucky tonight, everyone. We are lucky tonight. So the way that we give applause here virtually is to put it in the chat. If you haven't commented or you have something to say, please share it with us. So let's give a virtual applause to the performers tonight. Travis Johnson.
Shell, here we've got Travis.
Jesse Vega. Jazza Ray. Woohoo! There's Jesse. All right. Race to the light. Yes. Danielle Villegas. Sylvia Musselman. Be Light. And Maroons.
Yes, yes, people.
Excellent. Thank you. So usually, you know, after a show, you could mingle in the lobby or at maybe a bar or a restaurant afterwards. But here virtually, we just do it the way we can. So we now invite you to share any comments or ask any questions. You can either share in the chat, or we also invite you to come backstage. What does that mean? That means we teleport you to our side of the Zoom room, and it allows all of the performers to see your faces if you so choose. If you would like to join us backstage, please just write in the chat, "I'm in," and we will bring you back. If you write "I'm in," you get to come back and mingle with the artists. We're going to stick around for any questions or comments. We're just going to test the vibe, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we'll signing off. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you to all the performers. This has been Our Truths, presented by Puget Sound Revels. Have a wonderful night. Beautiful comments. Thank you for making all the comments, everyone. That feels so good. It's so strange to be a performer. I don't know about you, and not have that thing to go backstage and like get to, you know, be with everyone that just saw the show and hear feedback and all that. So I really appreciate the comments, and I appreciate you coming backstage and just hanging out with us. It's all beautiful. I got to tell you, this was a powerful night for me with all these powerful performers. I am just in awe, and I love that we do have this platform, but I cannot wait to be back to live shows, because with the talent that I've been introduced to these past months in Tacoma, Washington, the Grit City, T-Town is like unbelievable. So I'm very inspired. Anyway, if anyone else has anything to share or wants to say anything, please do. I'm just talking and rambling.
I want to say gratitude to all the other performers. Y'all were lovely. This was a beautiful thing. It inspired me. All the stories, like straight up with the slingshot story, all that. You know, a lot of these stories took me back, and that is deep in the heart. Gratitude to y'all.
I'll say, just want to thank you guys. You have done something so amazing tonight. It is such a gift. So thank you, and everybody who came and listened and participated. I know you feel like I did. Your heart is full. Michelle, what a beautiful job. What a beautiful arc for the evening you created. Thank you. I'm really moved. I'm crying.
Well, thank you, Marion. It was just the talent is so there, and I love that that we could all work together to make it a really special evening, and that so many folks out there were listening, and so many revelers. I must say, I know there was a lot of people, but the revelers audience, I'm proud that so many revelers were in the audience and listening. So this is amazing. It's just amazing.
I agree. I am so honored to have been a part of this. I'm very touched. I was terrified, and now I just feel like I'm full of magic and just really, really inspiring. And I'm so impressed with all of the people that participated, so much talent, and to be a part of that was really exciting for me. And I want to say thank you to all the listeners. You guys being here is what we hope for, and why we're doing this and sharing our stories. So just thank you to everybody. Michelle, you're amazing. Mary, you're amazing. Everybody's amazing. So I'm just so happy that this happened. Thank you guys.
Here, here.
Thank you, Sylvia. That was a beautiful, poignant, relevant piece that you read, and the courage that you had to say that. And I know so many folks can relate to it. So thank you for having the courage to do it, and everybody. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say standing ovation for everybody. That's amazing. I want to say thank you, Michelle, for always just curating the dopest events.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like, you are a pillar in this community, and we want to give you your flowers now. I wish I had flowers to give you, because I would give them to you straight up. Like, you're appreciated. Thank you, like, for really, like, fighting for performing arts and, like, creating space for us to perform, because that's very hard, especially now with COVID. So, all these Zoom performances, thank you, because I know all the hours you spent. And also, man, I think she does not get enough recognition, but Caroline, she makes everything happen. Shout out to Caroline.
Carol Ann, show your face. This is my, like, listen, that was horrible, Carol Ann, of me for not showing your face. This has been my right hand lady since March when we first started doing these shows. She's extraordinary. She worked with me in Cirque du Soleil. She was a stage manager, production manager. She's brilliant. Carol Ann, claps to Carol Ann. She makes it all the workings behind. I love you so much, and I know you're crying because you're so touched. What do you,
I was actually crying about thinking about getting to finally meet Be Light. You've been on this journey with Michelle, doing this virtual preservation of live entertainment, and it's been such a treat to get to work with you through all of this. And I was actually imagining one day we'll finally get to meet. So.
Oh man, that's gonna be amazing. But no, I want to really say thank you and like give you your flowers too, because it would not happen without you. I've been there, you know, in the production meetings, all the hours. You guys do not understand how many hours Michelle and Carol Ann put in. Like, you think this is simple? No. No. Like, we got to do sound check, everything. It's crazy. So for real, give them their flowers because they deserve it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody too, Michelle, especially you for organizing this, and the Rebels. I mean, what a show! What a show! It's such. I look forward now to coming out of COVID, like you said, to actually work with people again in person. What a blossom this is! You know, this is like a blossom of a new flower, and that's gonna like smell good and shine for a long time. So you know, kudos to you, and kudos to all the other artists. You guys were amazing. The depth of talent in this group is just like mind-blowing.
Respect. Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all. This was just what I needed to go into the next day with some bigger and some team behind us. You know, we all got team out there. There's love out there. We just got to make that connection. It's a great connection. I appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of your kind words. I really appreciate it, and I want to give a special thanks to Mary and Puget Sound Revels for actually widening their space and their minds and doing the work that we're all talking about. And I just have to say that there's a lot of conversations and a lot of things going on in Tacoma around race and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I'm in a lot of those conversations. And I gotta say, I mean, I encourage everyone to do that work and do that talking. But I wish I want to lift Revels as being like one of the only companies for me that's really actually putting action behind the talk. Okay, I just want to put that on the table right now. Like, the Revels is doing it and not only talking about it, but taking action and starting to create platforms and has ideas about bringing folks together and being inclusive. And it's encouraging because we're in this every day, and a lot of times it's not encouraging. It's just like, you as people of color and stuff, you go up against this oblivious wall that's like, what are you not getting? You know? And so I feel really blessed to be a part of Revels and have these conversations with Mary and go through this journey with her, because she gets it. That's why. So I thank you, Mary, for creating this platform, presenting this platform, supporting it, educating all the audience of Revels, and just, you know, it's just the beginning. So thank you.
Thank you. It is just the beginning. It's wonderful. Thank you all. We're meant to be a great, big, beautiful community. And you guys are helping make it happen.
Absolutely.
This was such a beautiful, astonishing, stunning collection of performers. And Michelle and Mary, like I'm blown away that this is our town and this is our community. And like Danielle said, like I'm excited to be alive in the real world again and meet all the people who were here. It was really extraordinary. So, and I feel so honored to have been included. Like I said, it was really humbling to like go after Travis. Like he started us off with such a bang this evening, and then everybody just kept banging. It was just a banging night.
For sure. Thank you, Jesse. And yeah, that was a wonderful way to open with Travis Johnson, like his beautiful voice and poetry. And Jesse, you followed in and kept, and the flow was there, like that. It was beautiful. Your story is beautiful. I think it just moved for me in a way that some of the shows that I've done hasn't moved, but this was just so poetic, so beautiful. So
You know what? This show, it was really soulful. Like that's what it was. Like there was so much. Like everybody put their heart on the outside of their body for this show, and I feel like that's what that was the thread. That's what everybody had in common, was that soulfulness and that heart. And you're right, like it just went from one to the other, and I think there was just that authentic expression happening.
of course, here in Washington, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, so I'm so grateful that Be Light and Maroons, you guys did that because that's what we needed. That was, what we wanted. So that was there. That was there. So thank you so much for that acknowledgement and that gift.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I definitely wanted to extend um, my hand of gratitude and express how much of a privilege this feels like to just to share this platform with all of you and everyone that tuned in. Um, I mean, this just an opportunity to be heard right now is it, with everyone telling our stories to come here with all of you, I couldn't imagine anything better right now that I needed, to heal my soul and to kind of clarify my story. Like I've been, at least this year, I've been trying to dig into my own personal history and being able to hear all of you guys and, tell your story, whether it's like music, through poetry, or um, just through speaking. I get the tingles right now just replaying some of your guys' words. I want to express how appreciative I am of the organizing team of all of this, also Miss Mary, Carol Ann, and Michelle, and everyone else that worked on this. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. It shed all of the nerves. It helped me shed all of the nerves, having just everything that runs so smoothly and flow. Um, I couldn't have asked for a better night for you guys and a better way to come out and express and share these stories. And I really, really hope to hear from all of you again too. So I hope we follow up after this and continue this work. And so thank you.
Yes,
Can you hear me, Michelle?
I can.
Yeah, I just want thank you so much, and thank you to every single performer. Um, absolutely, absolutely incredible, and the producing and curation is genius, and that's this taking Zoom and manipulating it like this. Come on, come on. It's just, you know what I mean? I'm so proud of us. And this is, I shared it with my sister, and she said, "Ooh." I said, "Yeah, man, they're producing this thing. They're really doing it up." Carol Ann, come on, it was beautiful. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Travis. Thank you for just being part of it. I've been waiting for a long time to have you be a part of something, and
Yeah,
this was perfect. It's perfect.
yeah,
So I appreciate
it
you.
truly was, truly was.
The nation needs to tune in. The nation needs to tune in. And that's the thing is I'm so inspired because this little place, Tacoma, Washington, right? Like we have the power to do something really, really amazing, especially with entertainment, theater, performing arts in this town. We could be something completely special in this country. We have the power to do it. We can. We can show the rest of the world what it looks like. What it looks like. So
That's right.
I'm super inspired.
To also say that I really appreciated the courage of doing a live event in this particular. I've been to some events that are all like pre-recorded tapes and stuff, and it's cool. Like you get like you can improve things like sound quality or whatever. Like there's like elements of it that you can like really hone in on, but like there's nothing quite like a live show, and there's nothing quite like this where everybody's just, you know, all the performers just loving on each other at the end of a set. So thank each and every one of you. Seriously, it was such a good time to be here and be able to watch y'all and hear your stories and your pieces. And so, but thank you also, Michelle, specifically, and for bringing together this particular group of people on this particular evening.
How this came together is like a little, I call it a Rebels miracle.